What's going on, Bills fans? This is Bills Latest. We are brought to you by FanArc. Let's take a little bit of a deeper dive, if you will, into this cap space. This, as it sits, we're 10 mil, approximately 10 mil over the cap. Not good. That's not good. That's good for nobody. But we could free up some money here. We could do it. Let's take a look. This is just offense. This is just the offensive side of the ball. Nothing more, nothing less. Dawson Knox. We could save 10.5 mil this year by letting him go. 10.5 mil. You're paying so much money to not even a top 25 tight end in the league. Sure, 58% of the snaps he played. Awesome. He didn't do anything in those. Not $10.5 million worth. Let's go Curtis Samuel. You could save $6 million for a guy who had no game above 33% of the snaps. He averaged 13%. That's how often he was out there. 13% of the time. $6 million. That McDermott must have gave him that deal. It had to have been McDermott, right? No way Bean made a deal like that, right? For either of those guys. That couldn't have been Bean. Nope. All right, let's look at, how about our kicker who didn't even sniff the field last year? Tyler Bass. That's $3 million. Didn't even sniff the field. Hip and groin injury all year. Do you want to bring back a kicker who's had a hip and groin injury? I don't. I don't know why anybody would. Why would anybody? Let's go Ty Johnson. 2.5 mil. Could be a good trade piece. There's some moves to be made here. And I just don't know if Bean will make these moves. I just don't know. And I floated out keeping Coleman yesterday if we were to bring in a number one, but now people are saying let's trade him. It'd be a great trade piece. It would have been decent. It would have been an okay piece if your owner and GM and coach and fan base and basically the players threw him under the bus because no players came to his side. Did you hear any Buffalo Bills stick up for him after all that? Nope. So what do you think your trade? You think you're what? Some first round pick, a 25th pick, Keon Coleman, and some more picks for what? You think that gets Justin Jefferson? I don't think so. I don't think that gets it done. Now, maybe throw in that first round pick, couple picks, Keon Coleman and Dawson Knox. Maybe. Dawson's still young. He'll be 31 in 2027. He's still got some time. I don't. That'd be something to look at. I don't know if that would get it done, but that's a potential. You got to figure Bean's running through all these scenarios. Who can I package together? Who will be hot? Who will have no interest at all from other teams? Because there'll be a few of those guys. Like, who's going to want Curtis Samuel? Not on that deal. So it'll be I'm very interested to see who gets let go. I'm curious to see what Bean does because he's got to make moves. Free agency isn't that great this year. The draft it has wide receivers in it, but again, I don't think that is the route to go. You need that proven veteran wide receiver in there. And to me, if you're able to get that while keeping Coleman, then Coleman has a chance to develop. But if you're not going to bring in anybody like a veteran wide receiver, then you get rid of Coleman. Get rid of him. It's useless. Try to use him as trade bait. Try packaging him and Knox together. Problem is, Minnesota doesn't really need a tight end. So where they go, how they get a true number one is going to be, it's going to take some magic. Again, especially being already 10 over the cap. And will Joe Brady get the weapons he needs for his offense? And how funny will that be if he gets all these weapons and they never gave him to McDermott? Because again, the rumor was McDermott went in there saying they need wide receivers. This team was not a Super Bowl team. They need different players. And they said, do with what you have, essentially. But now they're going to go out and get Brady, hopefully, players. And yes, that's going to look like shit if you're McDermott. But also at the same time, if they don't go out and make moves, what are we doing? They have to go out and make moves if they want any shot of this window of Josh Allen. Because again, that's a 1 to 2 year window, man. I'm not as confident that he will age gracefully like these other quarterbacks. He loves to get outside the pocket and run. That will slow down at some point. Yes, he can toss the ball, for sure. But even still, you don't see him sitting in that pocket too often, going through all of his reads. You don't see it that often. Nobody really says anything about it because he makes the big plays when he needs to with his legs. But I think a lot of that could change if he has that good wide receiver that could take double coverage and leave somebody else open so that when he does go through his reads, somebody's actually open. Because without anybody being open, you can't really fault the guy. And that's part of it too. How can you really fault him when they're still putting up points, but he just has nobody around him? So again, it'll be very interesting to see if Brady gets the weapons he needs from Bean. But that has been it for today's Bills Latest, folks. Again, we are brought to you by FanArc. We hope you hit that like and subscribe button down below. It helps us out tremendously. Also, feel free to throw in some feisty comments. Thank you guys so much. See you tomorrow.